How to buy a home in this competitive real estate environment. I'm Bridget Gelderman, realtor with Davis Chant, and let's talk about how you can secure that dream home in this environment. First, you want to get your finances in order. Know what you're working with, know how much of a down payment you have, and consider your closing costs. Those are really important items to start to deal with. And more importantly, with getting your finances in order, decide how you're going to purchase this home. Are you going to pay cash? Are you going to finance it? Can you do a home equity line of credit if it's a second home on your primary home? That is really important before you start looking for a home to decide. And then you will also know what sort of price point you're in and if you can push up if you need to. That's all very important. So that's the first tip. Second, you're going to want to find a local lender or a local finance mortgage company. That is also very important. I cannot stress this enough. There are so many ins and outs that you need to know about the area and the communities and the homes, that if you find a local lender or a local mortgage company, it is going to make your life and the process so much easier. It's the difference between getting a house and not. So if you need a list of those companies that I'd recommend, please definitely reach out and I can send you that list. I can email it over to you. But that is something I cannot stress enough, especially in a competitive environment. It can mean you getting the house or not getting the house. So that's my second tip. Third tip, go local when selecting a realtor. I oftentimes see agents from outside our market, and bless their hearts, they're coming in, they're trying to figure things out, but they don't know the rules, the regulations, they don't know what's going on in the communities, and you could really get yourself into a little bit of a jam if you don't know all of the information on the property you're looking to purchase. It's especially important with lakefronts. There's a lot of information that you would want to know in terms of who owns the lake, which is Brookfield, and how that all works. There's so many ins and outs related to that. And also with the communities, it can get very complicated, and you're gonna wanna know all of the nuances with moving into the area. So going local with a realtor definitely makes sense. So that's my tip number 3. Tip number 4 is get creative with your offer. So you may not want to waive inspections. I never recommend doing that. However, there might be some things that you could do to make the inspection seem a little bit more forgiving. So be creative with your offer. If you have a good portion to put down as a down payment due, that does look better on an offer than a very small down payment. So that is another tip. That's my tip number 4. And my 5th tip is to have a positive attitude and a whole lot of patience. You may not get your first house, but eventually you will get the house of your dreams, and it will all work out. But you do have to stay positive, and you do have to have a lot of patience. I can't stress that enough. So those are my 5 tips on how to buy a house in this competitive environment. If you would like any more information, please definitely reach out. I'm happy to share the information that I have. Thank you so much for watching my video, for subscribing to my channel on YouTube, and for liking my page on Facebook. Bye.